Hey guys, I am Dennis from Respect Studios, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make multi-directional teleporting in Unity. And it's not going to be just a teleporting, but I'm also going to show you how you can set up actual geometry animation for the teleports. And it's going to be made for a platformer, but you can use it for first person if you want. I'm just going to show you what we're going to end up. So we are having this bow as our character, our player, and this is the first teleport that we're going to enter. And if we go to the other side now, you can see that we can't go inside. So if we come here, we can't jump, we can't move, and we're going to the other teleport. If we exit and enter, we're going to the first one. Now the thing is that this works with many more teleports. So if I select this one and duplicate it and place it here, I can actually, let me just place them like this. This is the first one, the second, the third one. So I can select this one, select that one on the top platform, and just assign it to this field, other side, and that's it. Then I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to assign this one to the other side, so we can have like a cycle through all the teleports. So let's actually duplicate it one more time, and this one is going to teleport to this, and this is going to teleport to this. So you can make like a puzzle game with many teleports. Oh, actually we have one boolean here which is open. This should be checked only for the first teleport that should be opened. So we can have only one teleport that's open and all of the others are closed. So when we go here, we're teleporting here. When we go here, we're teleporting here. And when we get back here, we teleport here. So we can have a lot of different... Why isn't that working? That's weird. Anyway, we're going to check about this in a moment when we start doing the tutorial. So let's get started. Okay, that's a fresh project, and you can download the package from the info below the video, where when you unpack it you will see two files. One is teleport package and the other one is the teleport FBX, which is the model that we're going to use for the teleport. First of all, get the teleport package and place it inside Unity, hit import, so you can import all of the stuff that you can start with. You have a scene, which is the main scene, and in this scene we simply have a sphere, which is our player, and the camera, which follows the player. Now the player is made in a certain way. I mean, it's not something complex, but it just have something important that we need for the teleport, and that's the can move boolean, which it simply says if the boolean is true, we can move the player. If it's not true, we can't move the player. So this is because we have to disable the movement while the player is inside the teleport, because otherwise we'll be able to move and then teleport from the new position and some weird stuff will happen. So when you start with this, we're going to import. Let's see, we have to make a new folder. We have to make a new folder called models, so we can have everything arranged. And we're going to drag the teleport FBX inside Unity. We're selected. If we go to the models, we don't need blend shapes, apply, the rig can stay to generic. The animations, we're going to make this model have few animations. We're going to split them, so it have idle for closed position, it have opening, closing, and we're going to make open idle just one frame, so we can have something for the opening. So select the teleport, select this one and name it close it idle, or actually close idle. Let's this is from 1 to 20. We're going to make it loop, because it has to be loopable. We'll make a new animation which will be called open. Open will be from 30 to 50. 30 to 50. We don't need it to be loopable because we just need it to open once. We will make another one which will be open idle, and the open idle is not going to be animated, but we just need idle for the open position so we can stay open. So we're going to just make it 55 to 56. It's just one frame, you know. Oops. 55 to 56. Okay, now if you see, it's just one frame. It doesn't do anything. And we have one last one which is close, and this one is from 60 to 80. Start 60, 60. Why it doesn't? Oh, because I have to first type the end. Yeah, 60 to 80. We oops, the open idle. Actually, go to the open idle again and check the loop. Close, we don't need loop. Hit apply, and then we are ready with the animations. Now we have to go to the teleport folder and make one new folder which will be called anim controllers. We're going to make one animator controller and name it teleport underscore anim ctrl for anim control. Now open the models folder, open the teleport, and you will have all these animations. First of all, we have to go to the Animator tab. If you're not aware where is it, or if you don't have it here, you can find it from the window Animator, and select Teleport Anim Control, and you will have this entry and exit states and blah blah blah. Now go to the parameters, and let's click the plus here and add one boolean which will be called open teleport. We will need that for opening the teleport. And now the first state that we want to be our default idle state is going to be close idle, so we can have that here. The next state will be open. We need that here, and then we need open idle because we need to be idling while it's open, and then we need close. Now close is going to be our first state, and it will stay close until we tell it to open. We're going to make the speed slightly lower because it's too fast now. 0.4 is going to be better now. Right click, make transition to open, right click, make transition to open idle, then make transition to close, and from close to close idle. Now from close to open, from close idle to open, we need it to open when open teleport becomes true. We don't want exit time because we're going to control it through the conditions. And fixed duration, we need actually these have to be, just leave them like this, you don't need to worry about this now. Now from open to open idle, we have to set it to exit time, and we have to set it to exit time to 1. We don't need transit duration, so set that to 0. So meaning pretty much the open idle animation, which is pretty much this one, is starting exactly when the open animation ends, because they are well, the position of the geometry is the same when the open animation ends as the open idle. Something's happening with Unity and I can't drag, which is pretty weird. Why I can't drag here? I can hear, but I can't hear. This is weird. This was a bug a few versions ago, and I thought they'd have fixed it. It seems that they didn't, and it was producing a lot of errors before. It's not now, but anyway, that's why we need to have this exit time to 1 and fix the transition duration to 0. Now when we are in open, it will be idling. We have to close it. We don't need exit time. we have to close it when open teleport becomes false. And then from close to close idle we need the same. You have exit time, which is 1, and transition duration 0. Pretty much 1 says that when exactly of the close should the closing happening. So if I well, it's not closing fully now. Anyway, you have to set it to 1, so it starts looping right after the close animation is fully finished. That's it. Here we have our teleport. Now let's select it and let's make one. Let's save that scene. Actually, I'm going to move that light here so I don't have to see it. Let's select the teleport. Actually, I'm going to make one empty game object, reset it, and name that teleports. I'm going to select the teleport and place it here. It has an animator, but it doesn't have a controller, so we have to select the controller and assign it to the controller. And now, whoa, our teleport is pretty small, so we have to set it to 10 because it's getting imported pretty smaller. And then we will just adjust it like, let's make it 7.5 in all directions, and we have to put it right on the ground, so something like this. It doesn't have to be so precise. Let's make one. Oh, it has materials. Material number 2. Let's just make it red. Okay, so it's not actually. Let me see if the normals are okay. If your normals are not that fine when you do it, you can just set it to calculate. Unity will calculate the normals, but it seems that they are okay. But this is from the light, and oh yeah, I just have to set the ambient intensity to 1, so we have a little bit better lighting. And I'm just going to lower the intensity of the directional light, so it's not so intense in the front. So let's set it to 0.65. Okay, that looks good. Let's see here. Looks cool. Oh, we can go inside the teleport, which is normal, considering that we haven't done anything yet. Now we are going to select the teleport, and I'm going to go to the animator and we'll enable the opening. You can see that it works when I enable the disable it. It closes, open, close. So yeah, it works cool. Save the scenes, you know. Now we are starting to do the setup. Actually, first I was going to say the scripting, but not the scripting yet. What we need is one box collider. The box collider is going to prevent us. Actually, I'm going to select that teleport and put it inside the prefabs, so I have it as a prefab. I'm going to select the teleport again, and I will make physics box collider, which is pretty huge. Let's say that to 0.25. Yeah, and 0.1. Okay, that's good. And we need that box collider to make sure that when the teleport is closed, the player can't get inside it. We are going to need 2 more colliders, which are our triggers. Actually, few more colliders. Now, first of all, what we need is empty game object, which will be teleport position, because we need some position where the player will be teleported. So if we go to wireframe, if our player teleports where the teleport pivot is, it will be like here, and it will be stuck in the ground. So we're going to get one teleport position, and we'll place it right about here, for example 0.075. That's good. And so now the player will be teleported at the center of the teleport. which is better. That's it for now. Let's start writing the first script. Actually, we'll do the other triggers as well, because I don't have to do that again later. Let's make one empty game object. Make it physics box collider, but make it trigger, and make its size to 0.2, 1.2. Now this, we're going to scale it to 0.01, 0.015 and 0.1. Now you can see that object is pretty small, so we're actually going to make it 0.025. Yeah, this will be our trigger collision, not trigger, but the teleport trigger, which we'll use for the actual teleportation when the player collides, when the player triggers that game object, which will be called teleport trigger. When the player triggers it, the teleport will start the actual teleportation, and it's that small because if we make it like this and the player enters the teleport, and right about here you can see that the player is going to touch the trigger and the teleport will start the teleportation before the player is actually fully inside the teleport. So that's why we need that trigger to be pretty thin. Okay, and we need one other group which will be called activate triggers, and this is going to be two objects from the left and from the right side. Now this is because it's for a platformer, but if you need it to be like a third person, you can make it from the four sides. So you can have, these are going to pretty much say when we teleport and from another geometry to this one, we don't want this teleport to be active until we leave it, because if it is, we're going to fall in a cycle. So the sphere will go here, it will teleport here, and it will immediately activate the teleportation trigger, which will start another teleporting process, and we're going to go inside a cycle. So this teleport will be inactive until we leave it. This is why we need these activate triggers. So I'm just going to make an empty game object, and we'll name it left trigger, and I will duplicate it and name it right trigger. Actually, let me delete that one and first set up the first one. I'm going to make that physics box collider, and we need that to be 0.02, 0.35, 0.3, and we're going to move it right about here. So -0.18, yeah, it's something like that. It depends, it just have to be some space between the player, the trigger, and this one. You have to make sure that the player is not touching the teleport trigger while it's touching the activate trigger. So it's something like this, you know. And we're just going to duplicate that one and make that positive. So like I said, if you need to be a 3D game, not a platformer, you just have to make two for these both sides here. Let's name that right trigger, and let's select the teleport, hit apply, so we can have everything in the prefab. And let's start with the fun part, the scripting. See you next episode.